Negotiations took place in Florida between US President Donald Trump and Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky. After the meeting, during a joint press conference, the president of Ukraine stated,
"We have mutually agreed that robust security guarantees are a truly key and essential milestone for achieving a lasting and enduring peace, and our dedicated teams will continue to diligently work on all critical aspects of this important endeavor."
Donald Trump confirmed that there is every reason to achieve a peace agreement that is good for everyone and expressed his belief that Vladimir Putin is serious about peace.
Too many people have died, and I think that both presidents want to reach an agreement. I truly believe that we have the groundwork for a deal that will be good for Ukraine, good for everyone. There is nothing more important.
Donald Trump added that there will be a solid security agreement for Ukraine and that European countries are very actively involved. Trump also noted the economic benefits for Ukraine after the war.
I feel that the European countries have truly been wonderful, and they are very supportive of this meeting and eager to reach an agreement. They are all wonderful people.
In response to journalists' questions about possible timelines for reaching a peace agreement, the US president stated that he has no deadlines.
My only true deadline is to end this ongoing war.
Trump also stated that Russia and Ukraine are working together to restart the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant.
We discussed this at length. The nuclear power plant can be put into operation immediately. I spoke with Putin. He wants to see it put into operation.
The US president also stated that Russia will help with the reconstruction of Ukraine. When asked by a journalist whether Russia would bear any responsibility for the damage caused, Trump said that they would help. The head of the White House noted that the issue of Donbas has not been resolved. In his opinion, the Russian Federation still wants to seize territory in the coming months, so according to him, it is necessary to hurry with a peace agreement. Donald Trump said that he will have another conversation with Volodymyr Zelensky on December 29th. Trump also stated that he is ready to visit Ukraine if it would help end the war.
I would like to make a deal and not necessarily have to go. But if it helps, if it saves 25,000 lives a month or something else, I will definitely be ready to do it.
The head of the White House predicted that in a few weeks it will become clear whether the peace plan will work. According to him, a trilateral meeting involving himself, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, and Russian dictator Vladimir Putin could take place at the right time. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, shortly after the negotiations, announced an agreement regarding the next meeting of the Ukrainian delegation with the United States in January 2026 in Washington. It is known that before meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky, Trump had a phone conversation with Russian dictator Vladimir Putin. Putin's aide, Yuri Ushakov, stated that during the conversation with the American leader, the Kremlin ruler said that Ukraine must surrender Donbas to end the war. Meanwhile, Fox News reports that Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky and dictator Vladimir Putin may have a phone conversation for the first time in 5 years. This is allegedly to be facilitated by the meeting between Trump and Zelensky.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky may hold a meeting with American leader Donald Trump in the coming days. The head of state announced this on his Telegram channel. According to him, the head of the Ukrainian delegation in negotiations with the US, Rustem Umerov, has been in contact with the American side. As Zelensky stated,
"We are not wasting a single day. We have agreed on a meeting at the highest level with Trump in the near future. A lot could be decided before the new year."
According to media reports, the president of Ukraine may visit Trump's residence in Florida as early as December 28th, if everything goes according to plan. Earlier, Zelensky spoke about the phone conversation that took place on Christmas with the envoys of the US President Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. He noted that some documents have already been prepared and some are fully ready. Meanwhile, the Russian dictator Vladimir Putin continues to insist on the transfer of the entire Donbas to Russia. According to Russian media, at the pre-New Year meeting of the State Council of the Russian Federation, Putin discussed Russia's domestic issues. However, he paid special attention to the negotiation process with the US and Ukraine regarding the peace plan. It is noted that the main topic was territorial demands concerning the Donetsk region of Ukraine. The president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, has repeatedly emphasized that the Ukrainian army will not withdraw from the territory of the Donetsk region. According to him, a withdrawal of forces, if possible at all, can only be reciprocal. Let us recall that earlier Zelensky stated that the peace plan which Ukraine, the US and Russia have been discussing for the second month consists of 20 points. Zelensky called the territorial issue the most difficult of the 20 points.
On Sunday, December 28th, a meeting took place between the presidents of the United States and Ukraine, Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky. US President Donald Trump stated at a press conference that Russia will help with the reconstruction of Ukraine. More details in our report. You are on the Glavred channel, and I'm your host, Diana. Subscribe to the channel and give us a like. When asked by a journalist whether Russia would bear any responsibility for the damage caused, Trump said that they would be helping. Russia wants to see Ukraine succeed. Putin was very generous in his intentions. To see Ukraine succeed, including the supply of energy, electricity, and other things at very low prices, Trump said. At the same time, as stated in the publication, the Russian president did not agree to the proposed truce. According to Trump, the head of the Kremlin does not want to stop the fighting, only to start it again later. I understand this position, the US president added. Next, an American working group will be created to work on achieving peace in Ukraine. Negotiators will begin working with Russia, and Ukrainian officials may also join them. This became known during the press conference of Zelensky and Trump. This working group will work with Russia among themselves. For us, there is little point in participating, stated Donald Trump. The American side in the working group will be represented by high-ranking officials from Donald Trump's administration. The US President's Special Representative Steve Witkoff, Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, General John Keane, and US Secretary of State Mark Trump. Volodymyr Zelensky, for his part, noted that Ukraine could be represented. Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council Rustem Umerov, Deputy Foreign Minister Serhiy Kyslytsya, and Chief of the General Staff Andriy Hnatov. The President of Ukraine also noted that the parties will consider 6 documents regarding the peace plan. He expressed hope that by January 2026 it will be possible to achieve agreements. Trump clarified that it may take several weeks to resolve the remaining unresolved points of the peace plan. According to Zelensky, the US and Ukrainian teams will continue working on all aspects of the peace plan and will meet again next week to finalize the agreed-upon issues. In turn, the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, wrote on the social network X Pro, "Good progress has been made." She reported that she participated in a video conference with Trump, Zelensky, and European leaders. Significant progress has been achieved, which we welcome. Europe is ready to continue cooperating with Ukraine and our American partners to consolidate this progress. The highest priority in these efforts is the presence of unwavering security guarantees. From day one, she wrote, the spokesperson for UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who also took part in the video conference, stated that Starmer and the European leaders emphasized the importance of strong security guarantees. It is also added that they noted the urgency of ending this barbaric war as soon as possible. The Prime Minister emphasized the United Kingdom's commitment to working closely with partners to maintain the current momentum in the coming weeks. This is stated in the announcement. Notably, from the Russian side, only Putin's special representative Kirill Dmitriev commented on the meeting. On the social network X, he thanked US President Trump. The whole world appreciates the peace efforts of President Trump and his team. This is stated in the message. The press service of Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni also released a statement. President Trump and President Zelensky presented the results achieved during the ongoing negotiations with a particular focus on security guarantees, and they identified the remaining issues. This is stated in the announcement.
Issue of security guarantees for Ukraine has finally been finalized, and the main unresolved matter from the meeting in Florida between the presidents of Ukraine and the United States remains the question of territories. Volodymyr Zelensky and Donald Trump discussed the peace plan for almost 2.5 hours. Our president speaks of certain progress, on the positions of the parties regarding the key issues for everyone, and on the preliminary results of the meeting between the presidents of Ukraine and the United States. Here is Olena Honcharenko.
Zelensky's motorcade is greeted by the Ukrainian diaspora in Florida. This visit of the president of Ukraine to the United States is different from the previous ones. Instead of the White House office, Donald Trump chose his villa in sunny Palm Beach for the meeting, which, according to American media, indicates a more relaxed atmosphere for the negotiations. Zelensky says that it's his first time at Mar-a-Lago, to which Trump replies, "This is the perfect place to make deals." More than 2 hours of conversation behind closed doors, and after the negotiations, the presidents called European leaders. Zelensky speaks of certain progress. The security guarantees for Kyiv have been fully finalized. This is seen as key on the path to achieving lasting peace for Ukraine. Part of the commitments, in addition to the Americans, will be taken on by European partners.
The 20-point peace plan has been agreed upon by 90%. The security guarantees between the US and Ukraine are 100% agreed upon. The security guarantees between the US, Europe, and Ukraine are almost agreed upon. The military dimension is 100% agreed upon. The recovery plan is being finalized, and we also discussed the sequence of next steps.
The only unresolved point is about the territories, as Trump himself admits. Putin wants Ukraine to withdraw from the Donetsk region, which is absolutely unacceptable for us. The Americans proposed creating a so-called free economic zone in Donbas, which would involve the withdrawal of troops from both sides along the front line.
We must respect our law, our people, our territory. Of course, our position is very clear. This is a very complicated issue for us and the Russians. Our positions on this are very different. When we talk about a referendum, this is one of the keys. It is also possible to vote in parliament according to the law. If the plan is too complicated for our society, then society must choose, because this is the land of our people.
And although Trump stated that he is not setting specific deadlines for reaching an agreement, he emphasizes that Russia wants to seize even more Ukrainian territories, so Kyiv needs to hurry with its decision.
There is one or two very difficult issues, but I think we are handling them very well. We have made great progress today. I wouldn't say that we have completely agreed on the Donbas issue. It's a complicated issue. The Russians asked that Ukraine give up Donbas. This led to a dispute. We need to coordinate our positions, but everything is moving in the right direction.
Regarding the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, which is occupied by the Russians, Trump believes that the plant can already be operational. Apparently, this is also what Putin wants. Just before meeting with Zelensky, the head of the White House had a phone conversation with the Russian dictator. Putin said a lot, but when the American president relayed that Putin supposedly wants to see Ukraine succeed and will help with reconstruction, Zelensky chose not to comment, though his facial expressions spoke volumes. Whether the peace plan will work, we'll see in a few weeks, says Trump. To stop the war, he is even willing to come to Ukraine.
Maybe I will go to Ukraine to address the parliament. I don't think it's absolutely necessary, but if it helps save lives, I will go.
The American president also extended his hospitality during lunch, as noted by American journalists. The Ukrainian delegation was treated to chicken broth, steaks with French fries, and a chocolate cake named after Trump himself. The Ukrainian and U.S. teams will be working on finalizing the documents over the coming weeks. And in January, Trump will host European leaders in Washington to coordinate the remaining issues. Olena Honcharenko, Ukraine Marathon, United News.